Adam has a very interesting Native American flute story, and it's actually how he and I ended up meeting. For him, it started about 5 years ago down in New Mexico, and then recently discovered us online and realized that we were practically neighbors. So we're going to talk about that story and talk about Adam's Native American flute journey. Let's go back to the beginning. Where did you first hear the sound of the flute, and what encouraged you to go buy your first one?
So I grew up in the Midwest and then in North Carolina. And so the native flute wasn't really a thing around me. I never even heard of it. So I ended up in Santa Fe, Sky Redhawk's shop. And he sold native flutes. And what I noticed immediately was the Lakota Sioux symbols, on the outside of the establishment. I found that I had a kind of particular fondness for some of the works that I read that were by members of the Lakota Sioux. So I was intrigued right off the bat.
Going into native sounds at Sky Redhawk's place, you had never heard of a flute. You never, you never read about it. Didn't know anything about it.
I didn't know anything about it.
What sold you on the flute? What inspired you? I
listened to him play, and I was just intrigued. And he told me some stories. He demonstrated for me, and so I thought it was a beautiful instrument. I didn't have anything with me to play, and so I was like, well, if I could afford maybe just a entry level flute here, I'd have something I could play with me while I'm camping around the country for the next couple of weeks.
5 years later, you discovered us online.
Yeah.
Right. And so why were you looking for a flute?
My architect, actually, who I was working with on a homestead property that I purchased, he played the native flute, but he also, for a long time, built them earlier in his life. And so he would play the flute and I'd play the guitar, when we would get tired at the end of the day. And we'd play music together. And he would tell me about, how much of a spiritual impact it had on him and his spiritual path. During that whole time, lingering in the back of my head, I had that native flute, and I was like, not only are these so much easier to play, they have a prettier tone. They're just a beautiful instrument. And I'd heard so much about how much spiritual impact it had on the architect that I was working with. And I looked online, and it was kind of wild, right? Because I was looking all over for something that I could afford, but that I, also looked like high quality and that aesthetically I liked as well. And so to be perfectly frank, I chose the flutes that I saw from ancient territories, not knowing at all that you guys were 20 minutes away from where I lived. The woods that you guys were using and just the designs are very simple, elegant, and surprisingly affordable for the quality of materials.
Did buy 2 flutes when you came here that night.
Yeah, they're really beautiful.
And you found us on the Etsy shop, which is something that we have created recently. You were our first Etsy purchase,
which is wild because it makes no sense for me to purchase it through Etsy because I live right here.
You've got a guitar here with you.
I do, yeah.
What do you think about making some music?
I'd love to.
Okay, great. Let's do it.
That'd be awesome, yeah.